to get back on track? What do they need to do?
Ball's got to have energy. When the ball has energy for this team, they're hard to defend. They've got guys, floor gamers and shot makers all over the court, but at times it gets stuck. But when it does move and when they make plays for each other in their wins, 61% of their field goals are assisted on, and their losses only 50. When they have the ball and the ball doesn't get stuck and they play for each other, whether it's back down, making the extra pass, good job right there. Baysar is a big part of this. His skill, his ability to pick and pop, his ability to roll hard. When they're sharing the ball, this is a hard team to contain. And there are the stats right there. And when the ball has energy, Caleb Love is better because it starts in his hands, but eventually it gets back to him.
Well, Arizona will have to have ball movement and have the ball have energy on the offensive end, and on the defensive end, I'm interested in how they defend on the perimeter in particular. In Arizona's last game against Houston, Milos Uzan had a season-high 19 points. Most of those were in the paint. Baylor has two electrifying freshmen, VJ Edgecombe. You heard Corey Alexander talking about him in the last game. He's a potential lottery pick. He's put up 30 this season. He's put up 28 this season. He's insane when it comes to athleticism. And Robert Wright III, crafty, tight handles. He can get into the paint. Arizona is going to have to keep those two guards out of the paint today.
And they're going to have to play against that 1-1-3 zone of Baylor because they can't afford for North Chatham to get in foul trouble. You're going to see a lot of that zone. They're going to play four guards, Baylor. They're going to have shot makers all over the floor. They're going to have to rebound. Omier will have to be a big part of that, but he's got to stay out of foul trouble.
Leads the Big 12 in rebounding at better than 10 rebounds per game. It is a favorable schedule for Baylor. Just one remaining game against the currently ranked team after tonight. That's the season finale against the Houston Cougars. They're an awfully good team at home. It's got to start tonight for both teams. With Chris Budden and Fran Fraschilla, we send things out to Boog Shambi.
Ken, thanks very much, and welcome everybody to Big Monday here on ESPN inside Foster Pavillion. Should be a raucous atmosphere. It's the Big 12 on ESPN, and here tonight is the Baylor Bears get introduced. They're at home taking on number 19, Arizona. And from Waco, Texas, two of the top teams in this league squaring off. Should be a great crowd here tonight, and obviously both these teams as of now ticketed for the NCAA tournament. You take a look at the Big 12 standings, the top 7 teams. Houston alone atop the board at 13-1. Tech and Arizona up next at 11-3, and Baylor hoping to get some wins and climb for their seeding in the Big 12 championship. And welcome courtside, everybody. John Shambi and Fran Fraschilla. Chris Budden will join us coming up. Baylor coming off an overtime win at home this past Saturday. They boast one of the top freshmen in the country. They have dealt with a lot of injuries. VJ Edgecombe, though, has been sensational.
He's a top 5 pick, barring any injuries. You're going to love watching him play. Athletic, he's shooting it great, and they're relying on him because this is a shorthanded Baylor team with some key injuries.
Arizona, meanwhile, a team, as you look at the numbers for Edgecombe in the Big 12, just under 17 a game, and his last 13 games shooting 47% total. So again, Edgecombe's shooting has gotten better and better. And meanwhile, on the other side, Caleb Love and Arizona, Fran, a team that got off to a 4-5 start. They played much better. What'd you see on Saturday? A tough loss.
Oh man, toughness. You know, they went toe-to-toe 15 rounds with Houston. It was a prize fight. Now they've got to take that toughness, John, on the road in the league and try to come away with a key win.
Yeah, Tommy Lloyd, who is in his 4th season as the Arizona basketball head coach, said that he has enjoyed this year as much as any, learning how tough this league is, and his team will get a test here tonight. For more on Caleb Love, let's send it over Chris Budden.
Caleb Love has played his best in his biggest games throughout his career. You look back when he was at North Carolina in the 2022 NCAA tournament, helped lead them to wins over Duke and UCLA. This season's been a different story. You look at his points per game in quad 1 games, 13 points, whereas a year ago that number was over 20. Tommy Lloyd said he's trying to cut out the bad habits. Remind him, he shoots better off the catch, not off the dribble. Sometimes that's positive love, sometimes it's tougher to remember. Stop relying on the bad habits in game.
I think that's something to watch. Chris Budden's point, watch him off the catch and off the dribble here tonight. Baysar and Omier to jump it up. And Baylor wins the tip. Wright will control.
A whole new style of play for Baylor, playing basically 4 guards around Omier.
Josh Ojan would have done for the year with that knee injury, and that limits their size, so they play smaller. Langston Love here, meandering into the paint, lost the handle, collects, and puts it in. And Baylor jumps out to the 2-0 lead.
Very patient coming off that screen and getting to the rim by Love.
You look at the Arizona lineup, focus on Bradley and Love because they will be on the court a ton. They both average 34 minutes a game.
Baylor,
as well, Vasar starting for the first time in his career.
Vasar's much improved. Baylor's going the zone. They're playing a lot of zone lately.
Love short on that floater. Celestine collects. And Baylor into the front court. Edgecombe. And the rebound by Anthony Del Orso. Love going to work. Believes his way to the basket. Gets it to Owaka, who had it knocked away. Love at the basket. Hangs and hits. Caleb Love as he flexes after banking it home.
He is fearless, John. He's not going to stop shooting, and he's going to play with a high level of competitiveness.
See the Baylor starting 5 with Wright, Love, Edgecombe, Celestine, and Omier.
Yeah, strong. He sees the little guard on him. He's going to go right through him, and he goes right at Omier with good hang time. Good finish.
So Love able to knock that shot down. The last foul, by the way, on Anthony Del Orso, the young man from Australia. Catch and shoot for Langston Love is off the mark. Arizona the other way. Bradley up ahead. And they get a foul inside. And that'll be the first on Norchad Omier. One of the things Tommy Lloyd's team does very well is draw fouls. They Celestine. Love the rebound. Caleb had ideas about kicking it ahead to Owaka. Del Orso again. In and out. Anthony Del Orso averaging 42% from the three-point line. Wright gets a piece of the paint, flips it up. That won't fall. And here comes Arizona. This one has a chance to have some pace to it.
Oh, they run, John. They absolutely run.
Owaka, big rebound. Had it ripped away by Langston Love.
Watch this.
He's got an extra gear.
He's electric. Absolutely. 35 scouts from 20 teams here tonight.
Vasar flips it up and in. First start of his college career. The first time these two teams met, an Arizona win, Vasar had a career-high 19.
You know what, John? I think he's going to end up a strong candidate for most improved player in the Big 12.
And they get the foul on Caleb Love.
Yeah, watch VJ Edgecombe now. Electric athlete. Kind of reminds me of a young Dwayne Wade. And he's added the shooting in Big 12 play, which really makes him enticing for the plethora of teams from the league that are here tonight.
And again, the graphic showed right there. Right now, he would be the 4th overall pick in our ESPN mock draft. Fran mentioned in the open, 20 teams represented, 35 NBA scouts. I mean, courtside pregame, it was like, come on, fellas, out of the way.
Who's who? Watch the spread pick and roll here.
Shot clock winding down, shot clock at 5. Kick out, none will try. And hit!
Why not? He's a career 41% three-point shooter.
kicks it over K.J. Lewis. Lewis puts it on the floor and puts it in. Lewis coming off 13 points in 28 minutes. He's been playing through a right wrist issue. This is the fourth straight game that wrist has either been taped up or at least been barking at.
He is an excellent sixth man for this team. He volunteered to come off the bench early in the season.
Baysar rebounds. Bounce pass, Del Orso at the basket and puts it in.
Really smart cut by Del Orso. Working in the corner, and then on the drive, he cuts back door.
Baylor at 16-9, 8-6 in the conference. They were preseason number 8 in the AP poll. They've dealt with a ton of injuries. They've had their top 8 together for what, a total of 4 minutes or thereabout, at least most recently. Celestine gets fouled.
Well, Anthony Del Orso, the transfer from Campbell. He's an Aussie from Melbourne. He goes down under, but right now he's going to the basket with a nice cut.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep coming back. Start to break away from UC with Tremfya, with rapid relief at 4 weeks. Tremfya blocks a key source of inflammation. At 1 year, many people experienced remission, and some saw 100% visible healing of their intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
Taxes was taxing. Now taxes is relaxing when you file.
Feel for the game, just a baby, 19 years old. And John, you know, we project him, our guys project him fourth. He could go as high as 3 or 2. You know, Cooper Flagg obviously number 1, but this young man's got the ingredients to be a very good NBA player.
You know, in today's world of NIL, you think about what guys can do with the money. Chris Button, it's impressive what this young man from the Bahamas is doing with some of his NIL money.
Yeah, a place at Bimini, Bahamas that is still so close to his heart. His family lives there, so he's used his NIL money to give scholarships back to his old high school, Gateway Christian Academy, back in Bimini. This is the 5 people that got the money to earn the scholarships. It's pretty impressive what he's done, not just on the court, but the maturity that he has to be able to do that.
Okay. He's got a presence to him. There's no question about it, and he is very mindful of paying it forward. Is that attests to? Here is Jalen Celestine. Knocks down the first. Celestine, the Cal transfer, who is 78% from the line. Good shooter.
And he's become, John, the de facto power forward for this team, even though he's really a small forward, but it gives Baylor weapons on the perimeter.
Carter Bryant, the freshman, is checked in for Arizona. This is Bryant with the ball. He can shoot it. Trey Townsend. Love feeds inside, and it's knocked away. Langston Love will try. And Bryant rips it away from Baysar. Arizona with a 3-point advantage. Love spinning and hitting. Caleb Love with 2 more. He's got 4 early on.
John, Arizona is the best running team in the Big 12. And they're one of the best teams in the country at getting out in transition. And they have to be a concern for Scott Drew, that open court game.
Townsend able to corral it, and then the foul on Celestine.
Take a look, John. This guy is, you can say a lot about him, but he's fearless, and he knows how to put the ball in the basket. One of the great scorers in college basketball right now, 5th year. 3 at North Carolina, 2 at Arizona.
He's a kid that's had a spotlight on him for a good chunk of his college career. Arizona, one of the elite programs in college basketball. And there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders to carry this team deep into the tournament. Townsend absorbs the foul. Trey Townsend, who had a quiet game on Saturday, 3 points in 16 minutes against Houston. He returned after missing 2 games from a concussion.
Yep, and this is the first time he's coming off the bench in a while, with Baysar getting the start.
He's the Oakland transfer. He's the reigning Horizon Player of the Year, Trey Townsend.
How about he and his dad both played for Greg Campbell?
Baysar in close, couldn't hit. Loose ball, and eventually Lewis pulls it down. Townsend backing down on Omier, finds Lewis, knocked out of bounds. Norchad Omier might have gotten the wind knocked out of him.
Watch the big fella come over. He's playing a lot of minutes for Baylor.
Omier with the steal. Up and under, wouldn't fall for Roach. And then Omier draws the foul.
And Jeremy Roach, John, coming off the bench for the 2nd game in a row. He gets out in transition. And watch Omier, who is really a career double-double. I think it's 81 now, right?
Yeah, Norchad Omier in his career with 81 double-doubles, most among active players. He's also the NCAA's leading active rebounder. Kid that was growing up in Nicaragua. He's playing pickup baseball, and some guys from a local basketball team saw the big kid playing pickup baseball. They went out and said, hey, you'd be interested in playing some basketball? And he said, yeah, sure, we'll give it a shot.
He looks like Aaron Judge if he stayed on the baseball field.
Well, it's funny, too, because through a mutual friend, he actually has a connection, he told me, to Juan Soto. They're somewhat friendly.
Can he get a loan?
Well,
that's another story.
That is another story. Carter Bryant off the mark.
And you're seeing 4 guards for Baylor right now by necessity.
Edgecombe off balance, in and out. Townsend fighting for the loose ball. O'Meara is there. And it'll go possession arrow, and it belongs to Baylor.
Little off balance floater right there, and you see O'Meara mixing it up. And then Townsend's out of bounds when he touches the ball. Easy call.
Jalen Celestine, by the way, coming back into the game, and he's wearing 50. Ray Natili alerting everyone, his jersey ripped. So
I went to my roster quickly.
you were looking for 50?
I was looking for 50.
Yeah. Right inbounds, O'Meara. And they get the foul on Bryant.
Bryant's another NBA prospect, John. ESPN's got him in the first round. I think he needs more seasoning. But right there, O'Meara, thinking he had a chance to go at him, picked up the foul. He's a good shooter, terrific athlete. Ball skills are suspect at the moment, but long-term, good prospect.
Nunn from Wright. Wright takes it back. Back to Nunn. And Owaka swoops in for the rebound. Now Bryant the other way as they push it into the front court and immediately turn it over. Love takes it away. Love going at Celestine. Had it knocked away. And then Caleb couldn't save it. Up ahead, O'Meara lost the handle. Oh boy, back and forth we go. It'll be Baylor basketball when we return. Our under 12 timeout here in Waco. Scott Drew's team down by 4 here in the early going.
Ready, set, 12 days, 10 venues, 1 van. Client presentation starting in 4 minutes. Living your best midlife crisis. Rerouting. There's go in everything you do. That's why Phillips 66 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
It's usually just one person trying on shoes.
Discover doubles your cash back at the end of your first year, so I'm going to use mine to get something from my beautiful stunt double, Eileen.
You earn, we match.
Wow.
Discover Cashback Match.
We'll take them.
Great.
Just for Men gives you your strongest, fullest, thickest looking beard yet. Mustache and beard, now with keratin. In just 5 minutes, score your best beard ever. Just for Men.
Smash that like button like a buzzer beater three-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break, because you don't want to miss more live basketball action unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP.
Best on Best is back.
Four Nations Face-Off Championship game, Thursday at 8 on ESPN and ESPN+.
Welcome back. It's time now to take a look at the All-State Tournament predictors. We focus on the Big 12 and virtual locks: Houston, Iowa State, Texas Tech, Arizona, Kansas, and Baylor. And then teams with work to do: BYU, West Virginia, and Cincinnati. BYU and Kansas coming up tomorrow night.
That's right, in Provo. Big game for both. Kansas losing at Utah. By the way, when you look at Baylor, 16-9, keep in mind, 7 of the 9 losses have been to teams that have been in the top 10 this season. They've played one of the toughest schedules in the country. They've been down a man or two at times, and not much work to do, although they're trying to reinvent themselves, John.
Yeah, well, win over in the Bahamas over a very good St. John's team.
Yep. Only 1 of 7 from 3 tonight.
And you feel like tonight they've got to shoot the 3.
They do. They play smaller now. They've got weapons on the perimeter. 1 of 7 will not get it done.
Celestine kicks to right, and Baylor running their offense.
Got a mismatch right here. Got to take them.
Right, taking Del Orso.
Well, they targeted Del Orso, but Wright couldn't get inside.
Roach splits the defense, gets a piece of the paint. Edgecombe, corner 3 is good.
I'm telling you, John, that stroke has improved dramatically. That was a question in November and December on the part of some of the NBA teams. But as you pointed out, he's been on fire lately.
First 10 games, shot 41% as Carter Bryant grabs the lob and throws it down.
Well, because Baylor brings 4 out in that zone, there's only 1 defender on the baseline, and Celestine that time didn't drop deep enough from his wing spot. Nice.
O'Meara rolls it home. (15-14) as we close in. 10 minutes to play in the first half. Arizona and Baylor. Del Orso, high arcing shot, and that'll fall.
Yeah, that's that problem when you play the 1-1-3 zone with the wings up. It's really like a 1-3-1. There's only 1 defender on the baseline. 2 possessions in a row. Arizona's taking advantage of it.
Edgecombe will try another 3. Inside, Celestine collects and puts it in.
You got to be a head turner in the zone and know who's behind you.
Bradley rolls that one home, and he's fortunate. Doug Sermon's yelling at Jeremy Roach, "Don't try and fool me."
Yep, I think both teams they're letting them play. It's not overly physical, but they're not calling cheap fouls.
We got a great officiating crew here tonight. Doug Sermons, Kip Kissinger, Ray Natilli, Roach off the glass. Owaka rebounds. Bryant, ball fake into the paint. Right wandering in, rattles out. O'Meara tips it in, and Baylor has the lead. Scott Drew urging on the crowd. It is rocking here at Foster Pavillion. Second season for this place, Fran, and I think they enjoy a home court advantage in this building that they didn't in the Farrell Center. It gets much louder.
Without a doubt. It's smaller, it's newer, it's louder, it's easier to fill. It's a 9 o'clock game here in Waco, and we've got a great crowd.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous facility. One of the other things they did very nicely is the way they built the seats on a very steep angle so that almost all the seats feel like they're right on top of the court.
like Baylor switch back to man now, and they'll switch out of this.
Shot clock under 10. Townsend gets it. Ball fake. And none. Baylor the other way, leading by a point. And none gets fouled. And they'll get that one on Del Orso, his second. 8 minutes to go. First half 2019. Baylor with the lead. Time out of the court. We'll take it with them.
You never want to lose your edge. And the Lexus RX completely understands that.
A surprise entry into the dunk contest this year, the Affleck dunk.
Head coach Don Staley, the Ducks set it up from way downtown.
That's a big gap to cover for a small dunk.
Y'all haven't seen the way Affleck helps close the gap left by health insurance? Watch this.
Affleck does pay people money for expenses not covered by health insurance.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Find an agent, get a quote at Affleck.com.
Turn the lights off.
Smash that like button like a buzzer beater three-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break, because you don't want to miss more live basketball action unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP. Smash that like button like a buzzer beater three-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break, because you don't want to miss more live basketball action unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP. Smash that like button like a buzzer beater three-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break, because you don't want to miss more live basketball action unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP.
Back here in Waco, and Davion Mitchell getting recognized, one of the newest members of the Miami Heat. And Mitchell, the former Baylor Bear, getting some love. Yeah, the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. And Jacoby Walter, who was the Freshman of the Year in the Big 12 last season.
Davion's with the Miami Heat. He started this week. Baylor, the only team in college basketball with a top 19 pick the last 4 years, and obviously they're going to have a 5th year.
George is another
doing well.
Yep.
Yeah, doing well. No, they've, like we've said it before, it's one of the great rebuilding jobs in NCAA history. You see Davion right there. And every game we come here before the game, there's a video. And they have have a young Scott Drew in 2002 saying, we're going to win a national championship someday. And that was just as far-fetched as saying they were going to go to the moon.
He's in his 22nd season as the Baylor head coach. He entered as the Baylor head coach the same season Bill Self took over at Kansas.
Yep, the two veterans of the league. A pure stroke, John, I'm telling you.
Caleb Love on the bench for the first time. Baylor by 3.
Switching out of man and zone. They're going man right now. They'll switch in all 5 positions in this.
Bradley feeds. Townsend faces up on Nunn. Lewis gets fouled by Langston Love.
Take a look on this drive right here. Yep, a lot of contact. Doug Sermon's had a really good view.
I mean, let's be honest. I think we're all sitting here just hoping that either Caleb Love will foul Langston Love or vice versa at some point.
Well, it would not be a love fest if that were to happen.
Folks, here's a reminder, Super Tuesday. It's men's basketball coming at you starting at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. It's number 2 Florida hosting Oklahoma. Then at 9 Eastern on ESPN, it's 23rd ranked Kansas going up against BYU, as we mentioned. And then over on ESPN2 at 9, it's Houston and Arizona State.
Now, Houston played Saturday. They flew home to Houston Saturday night. They got to spend yesterday at home. Flew back out to Tempe today. And John, I'm telling you, like a 5-day road trip when you play 2 games, it feels like 2 weeks. So they were able to get home Saturday night thanks to their athletic director, Eddie Nunez. Now they're back in Tempe tonight to play tomorrow night.
And that team with a legit shot to win a national title, Kelvin Sampson's group.
Yep, no question.
Right, lost the handle, out of bounds, and it'll go the other way. Baylor basketball. Or I should say Arizona basketball. Baylor up by 2.
Take a look on this drive right here. A little touch foul by Bryan out top, but the freshman didn't argue at all. Now back to the zone. So they're going to mix pitches tonight, John. Try to keep those Arizona batters off balance.
Basar feed inside, and Owaka collects and lays it in.
They do that in practice every day. And remember, this is one of the rare times this season you're seeing the 2 big guys on the court together.
And again, it's the first time they'd started together. Tommy Lloyd telling us he wanted to put them on the court at the same time. It just gets challenging. So he started them together for the first time. Roach gives off to Wright. Jeremy Roach, step back, his 3, in and out. Owaka, the rebound. And now Bradley and Arizona. As the Wildcats look to retake the lead. Bradley wide open, and that'll go.
That's stealing. That's stealing down on the baseline. It's wide open. John, remember, they have not played this zone a lot this year. Unlike in past years where that's been their primary defense.
Here in Waco from Foster Pavillion, a tight one. Back in 30 seconds.
For all those making it big out there, shouldn't your mobile service be able to keep up with you? Get Wi-Fi speeds up to 1 gig at home and on the go. Introducing Power Boost, only from Xfinity Mobile. Now that's big.
Smash that like button like a buzzer beater 3-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break because you don't want to miss more live basketball action. Unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP. Smash that like button like a buzzer beater three-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break because you don't want to miss more live basketball action unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP.
And then what he's got to do is play 2-on-1 and almost like on a fast break, John.
Arizona the rebound advantage. And both teams have been doing the damage in the paint. Baylor down 2.
Oh boy.
And a turnover.
Yeah,
miscommunication there. Baysar waiting for some help. Bradley hesitates. Kick out Del Orso. And Owaka has it taken away, and a foul on Tobe Owaka.
Well, luckily, that's only his first. He has a tendency to get in foul trouble. Really good effort by Jaden Nunn, the young man from Flint, Michigan. They have toughness in their DNA. He's actually going to step off right now, tangled up with Owaka. Maybe a little blood.
Yeah, that's what they're dealing with. So Nunn getting fixed up.
They got him back on the court quickly, didn't have to sub for him. You know, if you lose a contact, there's no time limit on finding and putting a contact back in. I think it was blood, John, but it's possible from where we were that it might have been a contact because they kept, because normally you just sub a guy, and the officials were judicious.
Yeah.
Especially because he's shooting the free throws.
Yep. Now Dave Snyder, their trainer, was attending to him. Baysar pulls down the rebound.
Staying in that zone, they're mixing the zone and the man. That's too easy. Yep, that baseline is a sieve right now.
So Owaka gets that bucket. Arizona now up by 4. Arizona on a 7-0 run. Edgecombe had it knocked away. They get the foul, and that'll be Foster Pavillion, John Shelby, Fred Fraschilla, and Chris Button. The battle in the Big 12. Bryant hesitates. And he traveled.
Yeah, you got to pressure him. He's not a great ball handler on the perimeter, and he showed you right there. You don't want him dribbling into traffic. Quick hands. Take a look now. Watch him. He loses it on his hip, and then he shuffles the feet.
(29-26). And O'Meara going to work. Goes left hand, and Bryant pulls down the board. Bradley up ahead, finds Bryant, and another.
Smash that like button like a buzzer beater three-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break, because you don't want to miss more live basketball action unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP. Smash that like button like a buzzer beater three-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break, because you don't want to miss more live basketball action unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP.
May occur. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, stomach pain, flu or upset, headache, feeling tired, dizzy or bloated, gas, and heartburn. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
With Wegovy,
I'm losing weight.
I'm keeping it off.
And I'm lowering my CV risk.
Ask your prescriber about Wegovy.
The Jeep halftime report is on the way. Coming up, we'll check in on K-State and Utah, plus Duke sparkles again, but big injury news to tell you about. Ray, what's wrong with Baylor offensively right now?
Well, we've seen glimpses of clean offense from Baylor where they get ball movement and they get wide open shots, but at times they're playing in a crowd and it feels forced. They've got to be patient on that end.
Arizona's done a great job attacking the 1-1-3 zone. A question for Franny is, normally they would X out on that short corner pass. Right now, because some is in foul trouble, is that why they're not Xing out?
Defense down, Seth. They've added it in midseason. You know that in the past, when they had big, tall lineups. Beautiful job by Love. He's been missed over 10 games. Having him back is a godsend.
Langston Love with that left ankle. That was the issue. Feed inside, Awaka.
Yeah, see, Omir's got no fouls right now. So he now has got to get a little more aggressive because Arizona's ball movement tonight, John, has been excellent.
They have 11 assists on 14 made field goals. Love looking to step through and instead back out, and now Edgecombe. Love inside. Out of bounds, and Bradley was stepping on the baseline. One of the things for Arizona, they're up by 3, a team that normally shoots a ton of free throws. They've shot only 2 in this game, 1 for 2. And like that is a directive from Tommy Lloyd.
Yes,
get to the line. They haven't done it here tonight. And yet still on top. Omir, jump hard.
Yep. Too hard.
Bryant will try. And hit. Carter Bryant knocks it down. He's shooting 41% from 3 in Big 12 play. And he's got 5 points here tonight.
What's interesting is because of the big lineup, he's moved back to the small forward spot where he opened the season. This is a really big team for the Cats right now. And Baylor's passing up good shots. Right now they're overpassing.
Shot clock winding down. It's at 4. Right. Got to do something. Spinning into the paint. And a loose ball. Bryant has it up ahead. Del Orso with Edgecombe on his heel, and Del Orso lays it in. He wanted the foul. Anthony Del Orso with 9 points. And a kid from Melbourne, Australia, has helped fuel this Arizona attack. They're up by 8. Largest lead of the game for the Cats. Love tries to answer and does. Bradley up and under.
Great cut from the weak side. Nice find by Bryant. Really good, smart cutting on that baseline. They've done that about 3 times tonight. Got easy baskets.
Cats have made their last 6 field goal attempts. 38-31 under a minute to go first half. Edgecombe. And they get the foul. That'll be on Bryant.
Now, we talked about Baylor's 3-point shooting. If I'm Baylor and Vasar's in there now, I always felt when you've got a guy like that who's a shot blocker, go at him and go right through his chest. He's gotten no fouls tonight because they're spooked on those drives. Edgecombe, particularly in Love, should go right at his chest and see if they can get to the free throw line.
Felt like you were doing a little Hubie there. Now, if I'm Dick Motta.
Now, come on. Now, you love the kid Edgecombe, okay? Because you know he's going to score at a high rate in the painted area. Come on, we all know this.
21. As Love buries that one from the corner. Caleb Love with a triple. And Tommy Lloyd's team is up by 10.
Well, what do we say, John? There's basically no defenders on that baseline, and it's too late. You can't react that slowly. It's Love time.
So I can take the steak home?
Yep.
As many butterfly shrimp as I want.
You got it.
Cake?
You can take home everything.
Those tongs? Ice cream machine? Dessert bar? Tray? That guy's hat?
We're gonna let that guy keep his hat, but want some more broccoli?
No, thanks.
Smash that like button like a buzzer beater three-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break because you don't want to miss more live basketball action unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP.
You have to get it across. I don't think he will. That's a 10-second violation. Yeah, that would have been 10 anyway. That was what we call a nuisance press right there. And Baylor did not attack it really well.
Fifth turnover on Baylor.
Take a look at it. You see, Love had no outlets. When you get pressed like that, you need 3 outlets and somebody long. And they did not present that to the man with the ball. I thought after the way Arizona played Houston Saturday that this would happen. This is a good Arizona team, getting better.
Lob inside Baysard. Couldn't collect it cleanly.
I think I would get one shot here.
Edgecombe at the basket. Oh, my! Well, the freshman with the exclamation point.
He doesn't need a ball screen right here. Get out of his way and let him attack. It's exactly what he did. That one play tells you all you need to know about that young man's future. But credit the Wildcats. They've been terrific.
Arizona with the lead. Let's send it over to Chris Button.
Yeah, Coach, you guys offensively finished that half, make it 7 of 8 from the field. What allowed you guys to find that offensive flow down the stretch?
Well, we just settled in, moved the ball a bit, pounded inside, found a wide open 3, but we got to finish the half better. I mean, we missed an alley-oop dunk that's wide open, and we give up a dunk on the other end. That's not good enough.
You see the athleticism from Edgecombe. What do you guys need defensively to come out in the second half?
Well, we just need to stay in front of him. I mean, that play was crazy. He drove by our guy up top, and then our big wasn't there to support, so not good defense.
Thank you, Coach.
Arizona with the lead. Tommy Lloyd's group up by 8. And the Wildcats trying to come up with a big road win. 41-33 our score. Time to send it to the studio in our halftime report.
Yeah, Boog, I love that. We just got to stay in front of E.J. Edgecombe, something that's going to keep NBA coaches
was a good thing
for years to come. The Jeep halftime report. Utah off the big win over Kansas on Saturday, taking on K-State. Drea, Doug McDaniel, Max Jones doing their part.
Yeah, big time shot there, knocking it down. This has been an interesting game because Utah, Coach, you've said it, out of character, not knocking down threes.
Not knocking down threes. They're 1 for 17 from the three-point line.
Among the next 4 out, according to Joe Lenardi, but a very favorable schedule ahead for the Wildcats. Arizona State at UCF and Colorado.
Is that a good for them? Because they need quad 1 wins.
That's a fair point. Maybe you take the wins or the quad 1 wins. Andrea Carter, Coach Seth Greenberg, Kevin Connors here on the Jeep halftime report. for our game, we talked about depth being an issue in the front court for Baylor, the 1-3-1 zone. How has Arizona picked it apart?
They had a terrific job. They have 15 assists on 18 field goals. They've done a good job attacking the baseline, getting the ball reversed. We said Arizona's at best when they're sharing the basketball. 60% of their field goals assisted. They most times win the game. So as you see this play develop right here, you're going to see the ball get down to the baseline. All right, they do not rotate out. That's usually a short X defensively where the center comes out and plays it. But Omier does not want to get in foul trouble once again. A little pinch. See the short corner on the weak side because the weak side defender did not seal down. So Arizona's done a great job of attacking that 1-1-3 zone and getting the shot they want by making the extra pass.
Yeah, I was looking here to check and see if Norchad Omier has committed a foul yet. He hasn't. So
I'm close enough to anyone to commit a foul.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So in the second half, would you being the coach, would you tell him now to get out and
either got to X that out or you're going to go more man-to-man?
Yeah, it puts pressure on him because you don't want to be a man-to-man so you don't foul. So him going into that closeout could put him in a little bit of a tricky position. But with no fouls, he can be more physical on the defensive end. I'm looking at Baylor on the offensive end because at times we've seen beautiful offensive execution for this Baylor Bears team. Again, playing with a smaller lineup. Arizona has a ton of size, but they can be patient on the offensive end. Robert Wright III gets into the paint, doesn't force up the shot, and then Jeremy Roach comes off the screen. It's a beautiful slip, pushes the ball in front. Watch the defense collapse. One more extra pass down to the corner. That is a wide open look. If Baylor can be patient on the offensive end, also when you're patient, you make Arizona work on the defensive end. And there, look at all the space Norchad Omier has to roll to the basket. He can finish inside the paint.
What kind of space did this play have?
You don't need space for a lottery pick. You don't need space for a lottery pick. But shooters on the outside, drive right down the lane line. Those are the quick opportunities that you should take, those ones. But if it doesn't look like that, they've got to be patient.
They got to run their offense higher up so they can get those slips and those back cuts.
15 assists in the first half for Arizona. Stunning number there, and they lead this one in Waco at the break. When we come back, we'll check in on one of the nation's best teams, the Duke Blue Devils. An impressive win. But the injury news regarding Malik Brown, you'll want to hear next.
This halftime report is presented by Jeep. There's only one.
Panera's packed with flavor bagel just got stacked with even more for just $7.99. Meet our new Asiago Bagel Stacks. Choose from the chicken Roma with grilled chicken and green goddess dressing, the spicy steak or zesty Tuscan. Only $7.99 each and only at Panera for a limited time.
A dream is a wish your heart makes.
Smash that like button like a buzzer beater three-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break because you don't want to miss more live basketball action unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP.
gummies build muscle and strength, improve recovery, and boost cognitive function. Why? Force Factor Creatine Gummies contain 5 grams of clinically studied creatine monohydrate in each delicious serving. Search Amazon now for Force Factor Creatine Gummies.
Welcome back to the Jeep Halftime Report.
Duke started the night with more ACC wins than Virginia had total wins. Coach, they outscored the Hoos 42-18 in the paint.
Yeah, the ball has such great energy. They give up a good pass to get a better shot. There's Knebel knocking down a 3, and there's so many different weapons on this floor. There's Evans knocking down that 3. He was 5 for 6 from the three-point line. He is so hard because he creates space to open up the floor for that guy to get to the front of the rim. Obviously, Cooper Flagg.
And then Sion James attacking the cup, puts it up and in. The big story, though, this injury to Malik Brown. Pete Thamel is reporting it's a dislocated shoulder. The timetable for a return is uncertain.
And that would be a real problem for this Duke basketball team. He is their one front court player that can come in, an elite defender, a terrific passer, and an experienced player.
Duke wins by 18, actually lowers their average margin of victory on the year. Meantime, women's hoops. Notre Dame has still yet to lose at ACC play. Drea, they dominated Duke on the glass and got 15 from Sonia Citron.
Yeah, a newly ranked #1 team in the country as far as the AP poll goes after that loss from UCLA to USC. And this is a Notre Dame team that has so many weapons. You're seeing Sonia Citron there. She represents efficiency to the highest degree. You've got Olivia Miles, Hannah Hidalgo, Maddie Westbeld is back and healthy. This is a dangerous team that gets out in transition.
Speaking of dangerous.
That guy gets out in transition too.
And up in the air in a big wave. EJ Edgecombe and Baylor with some work to do.
Smash that like button like a buzzer beater three-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break, because you don't want to miss more live basketball action unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP. Smash that like button like a buzzer beater three-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break, because you don't want to miss more live basketball action unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP.
Second half on the way. This has been the Jeep Halftime Report.
On Chewy, save 35% and shop all your favorite brands. For any taste or any diet, at prices you love, delivered fast. For low prices, for life with pets, there's Chewy.
Smash that like button like a buzzer beater three-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break, because you don't want to miss more live basketball action unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP. Smash that like button like a buzzer beater three-pointer and hit subscribe faster than a fast break, because you don't want to miss more live basketball action unless you enjoy watching from the sidelines. But we know you're a real MVP.
Dealing with the unexpected is part of your job description. And you made a promise to keep the line running, to power through the downpour, to be the one who always gets it done. And our promise is to help you do it with professional-grade supplies for every industry, plus same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. Because you can't predict the future, but with the right partner, you can be prepared for it. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it.
John, in both defenses, they haven't figured out a way to slow Arizona down.
All right, let's take a look at our highlights here from the first half and our Capital One rewarding performance. And again, going right over the top.
Oh yeah, they moved it well. They attacked that baseline of the zone and really were stealing inside. Baylor's going to have to make some sort of adjustment. And then this young man, B.J. Edgecombe, electric. Watch this. This is big time. That's top 5 NBA draft in June. And he's going to have to do a little bit more than he did in the first half. And he was pretty good in the first half.
So again, Edgecombe with 11 to lead all scorers. For more on Baylor, let's send it over to Chris Button.
Yeah, Scott Drew's biggest frustration was on the defensive side. Told me sarcastically, at some point our guys have to decide that they want to guard the guys that are wearing the blue jerseys. He said offensively, our guys need to do a better job picking on the big guys inside, and then on the offensive glass do a better job. Pleased overall though with how they're doing protecting the glass, but once more on the offensive side.
Arizona basketball to start the second half.
Going to that big lineup again with Baysard center.
Out of bounds, and it'll stay Wildcats basketball. Chad O'Meara matched up with Tobe Awaka. Del Orso. Love. Jumper off the mark. Here's Edgecombe. Edgecombe, full head of steam. And he gets the foul. And he will go to the line. B.J. Edgecombe, 11 points in the first half. BJ averaging just a shade under 15.
He missed 2 free throws, John, at the end of the half, shooting nearly 80%. I think he has to be more aggressive. He sometimes defers, and there's really nobody on the court that can stay in front of him. I'd like to see him get more aggressive in the next 20 minutes.
This is 6'5", 180.
Yeah, his island is Bimini, as Chris mentioned at the top, and that's the island in the Bahamas closest to Miami. Only 2,000 people on the island. He's a wholesome young man. Baylor playing man-to-man, but switching.
Celestine on Waka. Waka puts it on the floor. Can't hit, and then gets the offensive rebound and lays it in.
Well, this guy is one of the best offensive rebounders in the country. He's number 3 on the Ken Palm offensive rebound charts. About once every 5 possessions, John, he comes up with an offensive rebound.
And again, we like that rebounding rate as opposed to counting stats.
Yeah, but he does it below the rim. He's not a high jumper. He just knows how to carve out space with that big body of his. Young man from the Poughkeepsie, Hyde Park area, just north of New York City. What, about 60 miles or so?
He used to commute to Cardinal Hayes for a time in New York City. In the Bronx. I mean, that's like an hour and a half commute. Tennessee transfer, Tobe Awaka. Arizona leading it by 8.
Bradley's got to be cautious. He's got 3 fouls already. And he's a guy that can really get into the paint off the dribble. You got double fouls here.
Yep. So O'Meara and Awaka.
Watch them both tangle up right here. Oof.
O'Meara's lucky that he did not get called.
They're going to look at it, I think.
If Kissinger, Doug Sermons going over to the monitor.
I think they want to figure out whether O'Meara was the guy that pulled Awaka down. Take a look right in the middle of your screen. Awaka is trying to seal. Boy, I'll tell you, I don't think Awaka does anything illegal here.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be adjudicated a little differently. That's a Boston College word.
Yes, it is.
Yep. Let's watch now. This is a tough angle.
Our overhead cam.
Yeah, I mean, Awaka is sealing legally. I don't think he pushed off.
Yeah, O'Meara just tried to get cute and squeeze his arm up against his side. It's a size-wise good matchup. Norchad O'Meara 6'7", 244. Tobe Awaka 6'8", 250. I checked that out in the steel cage match.
2 big boys.
43-35. Arizona and Baylor. Arizona and Iowa State, along with Texas Tech, looking up at Houston, who's in first place in the Big 12.
Let's watch their feet down low. They're both battling for position, but you know, now a second thought, they were both tangled up.
The double foul stands. However, the foul on 15 for Baylor has been upgraded to a flagrant 1 due to the hook and
it's
hold.
a rule, John.
Number 30 for Arizona will shoot 2 shots.
Illegal contact caused by a player hooking an opponent under or over the arm. It's a flagrant 1.
Yep.
And I think that's a good call.
I agree. I mean,
you don't see the hook and hold as much as we did a couple couple years ago. It's a flagrant 2 if it's severe and extreme and a guy like undercuts a guy and he pulls him down and gets hurt. But that's a simple hook and hold flagrant 1.
Waka knocks down the first free throw.
And it's going to be the Arizona ball as well.
Rattles them both home.